Hey guys, my name is SimCity and welcome back to another episode of SimCity, where we're currently in our brand new area, brand new potential town of Sawyer's Crossing. And what we're going to be doing this episode is turn it into a fully fledged, fully operational mining town. It's going to go through the roof with the mining. We're going to invest so much cash money moolah in here. And you may be wondering, Siniak, why? Well, if you didn't see last episode, we started to build over this way the beautiful airport right now. Now, this airport needs a ton of stuff. It needs metal, crude oil, and alloy. Now, we're currently getting crude oil and alloy from these two towns just here. We need a ton of metal, and that's what this town here is going to be all about. So if you guys do enjoy this, I want to see more SimCity in the future, then please make sure you smash that like button down below. And if you are new around here, then make sure you do subscribe so you're notified when that next episode does come out. Now, we're going to pump a ton of money into this brand new town to begin with. So this town you can see here got 1.7 million. This town over here has got 1.2. Not too much going for there. So I'm going to take $1 million from both of these towns right now. So we'll load them up and we'll gift it to our brand new city. Now, I don't really care about the population, that kind of jazz, making it the perfect paradise city. I don't care too much. Obviously, granted, I do want to, at a certain extent, make it, viable, profitable, and pretty decent. But I'm not too bothered, if that makes sense, because I want to try and focus on really just trying to get the most out of that city, out of that town, when it comes to metal. So we've got 1.7 million to kind of give away. I might give away that whole 1.7 million because this town is making so much money on the hourly anyway. So Fool's Paradise, we are going to be gifting to over there, Sawyer's Crossing, which we do have a really good name suggestion for it. If I select it all, bring it down to 1.7 million. That should be good enough, right? And send that as a gift. So this town now only has 41,000 remaining. Oh, that's not good. But the money should slowly go up. So that should then have the money. We'll then load up this town real quick and gift a load of money too. That way I can really focus on the industry side of things. So we're over in now San Francisco. Yes, the greatest name ever. Which is losing a lot of money. But the difference is this is exporting a load of goods. That's where it's getting its money from. So I'm only going to gift 1 million over to these guys from here. So I got a fair bit of chunk of change remaining that we can use or keep this city running. So send that as a gift. Boom, it's gone. And then we load up this city. This is going to have 2.7 million. That's got to be the most we've ever had in terms of building a city from scratch, right? I think it is. Right, we'll fast forward then until it's got its chunk of change. I'm just waiting for that budget there to kind of update. There we go, 2.75 million. Beautiful. So, before we jump into this, I asked you guys to give me some name suggestions for this town. Now, it's going to be predominantly an ore town. And like you guys, and I seen a couple of comments saying this, to combine ore town and fool together. And you get, instead of writing fool, it's then ore. Four town. You get it? It's a combination of ore town and fool. I like it. We're now in Four town. So, let's first take a look at the overview when it comes to the ore right now. This is what we got to take advantage of the most. So, we'll keep this little this kind of view up first. And we'll just kind of start with that kind of road. And we'll bring this road all the way down to there as it just passes through. And then we'll create our small, I say small, our little square to begin with right now. And then we'll build all of our ore production off this square. That's what we'll kind of start with. That's what we'll start with. So this is going to be kind of interesting. And I think in the middle here, I can have then all of my trade depots that get filled up with ore, of all of that ore. So that's what we'll start with to begin with then. And I'm going to have to, put down residential and stuff like that so people can provide jobs and all that kind of jazz. But we'll slowly do that. I just want to focus on spending the monies. So, oh, wait, first, I just realized I need to get 7 industrial building set up before I can actually place any of that down. So maybe I do start building my small little town to begin with then. So if I brought that going across, so if I brought it to there, and then just took it across. So I've built a bridge. Do I do it here as well? Or is that a bit too close? Now, we'll do it there. All right, we've got no money to play around with, boys. And should I take one from here as well? So we're really maximizing those roads, which lead us to over that island. I might put the residential in that island. Actually, where does the wind blow? Because that will be important to... okay, it goes to the island. Okay, so all pollution's going to be pretty much being chunked over the whole area. I might say that's fine, but it's kind of not. But it is what it is at the end of the day. Right, let's set this up then. So we'll do a couple of grids to begin with. Like this. So tear all this through as grids. There we go. Straight down to there. Alright, sweet. We'll stick a couple of roads going around. Like that, so I can try and maximize the area that we're working with. I'll do that there. And then we'll create that there. Right. Okay. So that'll allow me then to place down some industrial, a little bit of residential, which I'll probably squeeze over here. Actually, let me bring these roads up to there and to there, and then pass it all the way through. Man, this is going to be heavily set up this area right now. So that road to there. And I think that road would kind of bring you in at that point or there. Yeah, we'll do it to there, actually. Straight up there, connection. And then... Right, I'll bring that to there. I need to remember to leave some room for, like, all the other stuff, like train lines, shipping lines and whatnot, but... I think that would be good to go. I want to leave all this space open over here for when we do the expansions on the ore industry. Place all the smelting buildings down and like all that kind of jazz. Right. Residential. We'll start by putting residential all over this side. That's where we'll begin with it. That's where we'll start with it. We'll drop a little bit of commercial leading over. So I do some commercial patches just there. And we'll do some industrial. Actually, no, let's not do it there. Industrial, we can have it here. Kind of at the start there, so it's quite close by the exit of the area. So people are going to skedaddle a whole lot easier. And I think that's what we'll do for now. So let's fast forward it to the point where we've got 7 factories. We're going to have to drop down all the utilities and stuff like that. So I don't know whether to buy them first, but no, we've got the money to kind of splash out, don't we? So, oh, damn, we got a huge selection to choose from, don't we? Right, okay. Should we start here? Now let's place this. Right, let me get rid of this. I'll place our water utility over here. So drop that just... Actually, I'll put it just here. There. So I should be able to expand and add on to it from that side, yeah. And obviously to make sure that we don't run out of water, we'll put the sewage, or the sewage treatment plant, which I'll place just there, which we can expand it from that side. So they're pretty close together, which we can maximize from them. In terms of power, we need educated people to run that. So why don't we oil plant, or coal plant? Or nuclear. Now, granted, we need those people to be educated. We might be able to get away with it from the most part. It's a tough one to decide. Right, I'm going to bring this road up to there. And we'll drop down our power plant, which will be nuclear. It might not be the best option to kind of go with because not everyone's fully educated right now. But it should kind of be okay. I'm probably going to regret this. Right, garbage is my next issue. I might as well take care of that. I'm going to do the recycling one because I can export the goods that come from it, which will be handy for us. So where is that ore map again? Okay, so we've got plenty of room up here to play around with. Right, garbage, where are you? So I know it's quite expensive, but I can get exports from it, which make it, you know, so viable. Alright, place that just there. Sweet, mate. Right. That is everything I need to get done, apart from, like, police, school, fire brigade, and that kind of jazz. I got the bare minimum set up. Now, like I said, granted, they do need people to work there. I'm hoping people come from out of town to work here in a lot of the parts, in a lot of the places. We shall see. But it's closed for hiring right now. Maybe I actually drop down some mass transport, the bus terminal, as a way to kind of get it ready to rock and roll. So if I drop that there, and if I edit this, so at least we can bring people from out of town over to here. That'll be one way to bring the educated workers. Now, I'm going to go all out. I've got the money to kind of uphold this. So the more buses that I have, the more people can use them. Right, I'm going a little bit OTT right now with the bus stops. But I'm just making sure that everybody can get to where they need to get to. And there we go. Sweet, mate. Right, okay. So I'm losing 2,000 per hour right now, which we can slowly turn around. But what that would have done for us now is enabled us to now start producing those said factories. Now, we still need workers. There's people now heading over here, so we should get workers very soon. We don't have any water or sewage needs yet because of, again, we don't have any people working at the nuclear plant right now. So I need more workers. Otherwise, it's all going to go downhill. Right, education. We'll slowly get some of this stuff set up because we are going to need it. We are legit going to need it. So I'll start with the grade school just over here. Right. We'll do the high school, and I'll do the high school over on this side. Because we are going to have more residential like over here as well. Which I should maybe start placing down. There we go. And kind of go with that. Okay, maybe it wasn't the best option to pick nuclear plant straight away. I was more hoping workers from out of town would come here and work in here. But it ain't really working, is it? No, not really. Right, we're going to have to then be forced to drop something like this down. So we'll go with... Right, I'm going to go for a little coal plant real quick. Until we can get the nuclear plant all set up. So I'll just turn it off in just a moment and wait until it starts getting some workers coming in. Because if the water supply doesn't have power, nobody's got water. Right, there we go. That's now up and running. So I'll turn this off. I'm saving 1,300 an hour anyway by not having it just yet. Everywhere will start getting what they need. I've got a ton of abandoned buildings which should hopefully come back to life very, very soon. Does our place have water? It has water. Water's now pumping around. Right. We're getting back to where we should be. Glorious. Glorious. And those abandoned buildings should eventually start rebuilding. Right. We'll leave it to that then. Because now I can build my ore mine. There we go. Which we'll start with our first one being over in this corner. So we can build off it going in the direction of where the ore is right now. So one there. And then we'll go one there. And we'll drop one there. And that's maxed out. We'll get the 4 vehicles that it needs. And we'll just place a bunch of all of these down. I should actually get set up as well. First, before we go any further, a trade depot. So we can start selling the goods before I have to do anything. So, trade depot. We've got water nearby as well, which is really handy for us. In the sense that we can put down the trade depot on the water, the shipping depot, whatever it's called. So we'll start with having raw ore to begin with. So 3 of these. Now, to begin with, what I'm going to do is I'm going to export it until we the city itself is surviving adequately before I can start delivering all that raw ore, or turn it into metal, should I say, really, to the airport. You kind of get where that's going? Yeah, I think so. And then the next one, we drop just there. And you can see the pattern that we're now kind of building. So we come off it there. Okay, can't squeeze one in there, but I can drop one there. And we'll drop one just there. Right? Add in the 4 vehicles. Or, yeah, the additional 3, because we've already got 1 in there. Nice. The next ore mine. I've got to make sure I'm doing ore mines as well. Place this one here. Now, it might look like it's a little bit out of the way, but we build over to it. Bam. There we go. And then 1 more comes off there. Look at that. That's perfect. It all fits in. It's like building a jigsaw puzzle right now. We've got to fill in all the little gaps. And there we go. The sign on top. Now, I'm going to have to make sure I've got enough workers to uphold this whole area. But we've got 3 on the get-go. So, let them do what they've got to do. I'm sure, yeah, they're all closed for hiring. Only one of them is currently open right now. And then we've got to do what we've got to do to try and hopefully extend the amount of people living here. So we do what we can on that front. And see how it ticks along. Right, so we've got a lot of abandoned buildings right now. And we can now place down our town hall, which I'm going to squeeze. Where do I squeeze it? Over there. Yeah, we'll throw it just there. There's an upgrade already available. Not bad. Makes everyone slightly happy. We've already renamed it. Don't you need to tell me? And now, to get it to start upgrading, we need to provide all of the needs. So, we'll start with fire. Which, do I go for the big boy? I'm going to go for the big boy to start with. So, I'm going to throw this in. There maybe, over here maybe. I'm going to throw it in just here. I won't add any upgrades to it just yet. Do the same with the policing, which I'll squeeze just there. Bam. And then medical, the big boy hospital, we'll get over on this side, which I'm going to squeeze just here. There we go. So that's all the buildings that we kind of need to begin with to cause some type of upgrade. You'll slowly start getting them. But of course we need to up our land value as well to get those upgrades. So let's first get rid of all these abandoned factories. They're not going as quick as I hoped they would have went. So let me just get rid of them right now. I was hoping they was going to regen, but sometimes they don't. This is just one of those times. Oh, there's a lot over here as well. Bam, 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 bam. That's all gone. One just there. And then that is everything then. So, everything will start ticking along. Tickety-boo. Building itself up. Do these now have workers? Working. Wonderful. So, give them more time to get going. Right now. We need to drop in a train station so people can arrive over here a whole lot easier. And okay, we'll place it just there, which will have a road. Oh, we're gonna go straight, don't we? Bam, to there. Yep. Then we got a train station to bring people over. We need to do the ferry dock, but I'll do that in a little bit while anyway. And have we exported anything yet? Look at that. Look at the amount of raw ore we already started to export, which is pretty handy. Oh, let's sort the taxes out. There we go. So get them correct and present, and then things will slowly fall into place. And now we need to add in a couple of parks and stuff. So don't go too crazy, too big, too early. So we start with like the city parks. And I'll start on... Yeah, we're starting this back section where we know we're not going to get too many big expansions going down. Where I was going to squeeze some smaller ones in. Yeah, we definitely want something just here, but on a smaller scale. There we go. And those little narrow ones, which quite handily fit in down the backside and stuff like that. And then we'll go back to the sports facilities. And just for now, I'll drop the baseball field there. I got a football field to drop down, which will squeeze just there. And it kind of gives then a nice little spread of leisure to get these guys slowly upgrading to slowly increase that population, so I can then do some more expansions and some serious expansions to our ore industry. Now we know that's ticking along pretty well. Oh, didn't mean to double click on it. That's already filled up with the tonnage, so let's go to the trade area and export some more. So drop that just down there, edit it, raw ore. So we're up to the point right now where we could potentially start thinking about doing some smelting. But I want to keep going on the ore. So another ore mine, which this is now a tough one. I have to drop in another road, aren't I, first? So bring that up. That straight across makes it a whole lot easier. And we drop that in just there. Edit this. So bam, 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 bam. Nice little wiggly S. Drop down all the vehicles. Just like that. Sweet, mate. Right, so again, like I said, that will cause so many more upgrades. So now then, we're going to drop down our metals HQ. We'll get some work done on this, which I'm going to squeeze that building just here, right? Metals HQ, which will slowly cause them upgrades. But what we're now looking towards is smelting, because what we need for the airport is the metals. Now, the metals come from the smelting factory, which first, let me bring up the ore map. And we're going to make sure we do this correct. So I won't do a road going down here, because I can use this here to place in some more ore mines. But what I'll do is, I'll cut a road for the middle there, bring this all the way down, and if I draw a line there, and we'll see what we can do with all these smelting factories. So already I can upgrade that. Nice. So smelting, we start there. And by default, it's already got the metal furnace on. And that's what we want. We want to produce metal. So metal furnace, another one there, one there, one there. Vehicles, one, and we've got one more just over there. And get the sign down as well. Now that will start producing, like I said, metals. And we don't really have anything in terms of trade to get rid of it. So we'll set up another trade depot. This time here. Edit this. And we'll drop down an additional ore. But then we're going to drop down 2 metal storages. So here I didn't really set up and manage it to export. And this is also going to export as well. So when we... Metals again, 31,000. When we can confidently say we're getting quite a nice chunk of change out of the city, we can then start progressively sending the metal to the airport. But that is now close for hiring, so give that some time. That will start producing the metals. And then we'll start making some money. So we still got to increase the population. That is ultimately what we got to do right now, is increase the population. And at times it does get quite difficult to do. Now, sewage. We're in a little bit of a deficit there. So let's edit this, add another pump on right now. There we go. That will see us through quite nice. Public transport for trains. The station is not connected, are you sure? Okay, now it is connected. Make your mind up. Make your mind up right now. And repairing the city. We're going to be falling short. Can we turn this now on? The nuclear plant? Not saying we can have educated workers already, but we'll see what happens. Water. We need some more water, so let's edit this. Drop 2 more of them down. Nice. So we're going to be using more water from the nuclear plant if we get that up and running as well. But let it do its thing. And have we exported any metals yet? Not yet. Just a ton of ore. Just a ton of ore right now. So this area, this city, this little town is going to tick along quite nice. So let's extend where we can in terms of getting more residential. So do we slowly get rid of the industrial right now? I'm going to get rid of that. Place it down with commercial. And then fill residential up just there. We'll go all the way up there with residential as well. Which would be quite handy. Any workers over here? No, still closed for hiring. And so we did the high school, elementary school. College, we could do university. It is a lot of money to run on the hour. So maybe focus on trying to make some money first. So what I'm going to do then real quick. Needs more power. Right, I'll edit this hot minute. Drop down another one of those. Give it enough power. But I'm now going to load up the other cities just over here. So if I load up this one real quick. Just say that they understand the new cities, understand what's going down with Four Town. How do we pronounce it? Four Town? I think that's the way to go. They understand what's going down in Four Town. They can start sending people over there if they needs be. So just give it a minute or two to understand the new stuff going down over there. It's like complete gridlock over here, isn't it? And is there anything I could potentially send over there? It's like mass transport. People are heading over there anyway. Fire. I'll send one volunteer ambulance, one volunteer police. No, I don't want to buy any water. Freight. Well, that's good enough. We'll load up now San Francisco. So they know what's going down. Then hopefully we then start to see a change happen in Four Town. Now these guys know what generally is going down. So where is it? Just over there. Not saying I'm going to volunteer anything, but I can volunteer some garbage. One of those bad boys. One of those bad boys. No, I won't do any of those. And that's good enough for us. So that then should be enough where we can now ultimately load it back up. So load it back up then. Let's see what's crack-a-lacking over here. And whatnot. Now we've done that, we should get some more visitors via buses and trains and whatnot. So let's give it a few mementos to take advantage of what has just now happened. So we're showing that additional power coming in. We'll just take a minute or two for everyone to get what they need. Still hiring on the old nuclear plant. Which are we getting like substantial? Yeah, we're getting substantial power right now. So I'm going to turn that back off again. Save a little bit of cash. Again, some larger buildings starting to rise up over here. Any more upgrades happening? They're still building up over there. It's pretty much just a waiting game, isn't it? You gotta wait as time goes on. Right, we've got the mayor's house we can now place, which I'll just squeeze it in just here. It's only a small little area we can really take up, which makes everyone a little bit more happier. Good to see. That's now got power, so we start producing metals. Still pumping out ore like you wouldn't believe. And these guys want me to build like a harbour, don't they? I'll do it! Right, plop a ferry on the coastline. So boats, ferry, where do I go? Just here? Is that the only place I can actually drop it? Oh wow, okay. Well, my issue was, if I wanted to do the trade depot, that could ultimately go anywhere. But then again, the majority of this stuff is going to be shipped off to the airport, so I don't need a trade depot in a sense. So I should just keep it to this. Oh, I think that might be the straightest of lines that we're going to get. There we go. More residential. See how that ticks along, but it gives us another option to get people in and out of the city. We finally exported some metal, 31,000, and even though we're losing money on the hour, we're making money as a whole, which is really good. We've got all this dead space still to use, which I want to use for our industries and whatnot. I need to get these guys over here upgrading, don't I? I really do. So, right, buses. We've got bus stops down. Education, we need school stops down right now. So I'm going a little bit crazy with them. Just so everyone can get to school. And, I gotta check the schools out as well to see what they're doing. Alright, coal supply is now running low. Let's see if we can turn this back on. Deficit's getting really high. I need some more educated peeps. Upgrade you, make everyone happy. Right, people are going in that building. As if they're working there. So how can you bring all these people in and not tell me, aha, city needs more power in the city, we got the educated workers. So our power should go through the roof, which it does. And we'll leave it like that for now. All upgrades are now taking place. That's what I like to see. Upgrades are now taking place. And trains. Are they disconnected again? I don't get it. How can you be disconnected? It don't really make much sense. I wonder. If I could do something like this. Would that be enough to be classed as connected as well? Oh, I don't know. But we're up to 16,000 residents. Residential's upgrading all over the board right now, which is a good sign, a real good sign. Power's all good, which means how much does this produce? 75 megawatts. I can get rid of that. And the whole place is now run on nuclear, which is good to see. We are going to need to upgrade stuff like our fire station and whatnot. So place down the stuff that also doesn't need to be used by vehicles. The fire marshal office. The hazmat guys. The little tower. The sign. The flag. That should be enough. But placing each one of those down will then again cause even more upgrades. Right, we got this, boys. We got this right now. These all still working? Yeah. Looking good. You still working? Yeah. So, right. Right. We still pumping out like a ton of ore? Yeah. Do we get another? I'd say we can edit the advanced coal mine. No, we don't need that because we've got them all, haven't we? I forget about that. I don't need to plot them down. But let me build a secondary one of these smeltings thingamajigs. So I could drop it there, but I don't really have much room to place additional buildings down. But I will here. So edit this. We want the metal furnace. And then get all the vehicles in. Good. And then why don't we also, while this is ticking along, start accepting or accept the ability to start giving metal over there. Because we're making money right now as it stands with selling raw ore and that little bit of metal. But if I can also start sending some over as we continue to build up, we could be onto a winner. Slowly. slowly, he says. Right. Okay. So for now then, I'm going to drag this road going across. And we'll place it just to there. So we can utilize this little area there and there as a little bit more residential to bring more workers in. Because now up to over 20,000 people living here. Which is amazing. Sewage is on the decline. How's water? Water's okay. So the sewage treatment plant will add in another. Yeah. Should be all good. So we've learned this from the past. It takes a while to set a city up and for it to like fully upgrade and get everything and maximize everything out of it. So this will be a slow progress as we continue to rock and roll. But we've got all the major foundations down. We've got a bunch of residential, which they'll slowly upgrade. The fact that we got demands means that they do choose to upgrade, then, you know, we have the demands to fill those buildings. We got power, water, sewage, all in check. We got a nice little industry on the go, which is ticking along. And, oh, I forgot about these guys as well. Right, let me edit this, cause we have by default the plastic reclamation line. I'm gonna get the metal reclamation line. Yes. Right, I'm so sorry, but you guys are going to have to be deleted. And then is that a plastic one? Yeah. The alloy reclamation line, which needs to go in there, which is going to be kind of a little bit of a pain. Now, we'll just keep it to metal for now, which is another way that we can then gather back resources. So if I was to able to edit... Right, edit this one real quick. Let me edit this. And in its place, we'll put down the plastic one. Right, plastic. There we go. Because we're reclaiming plastic, we can then slowly export it, which over time becomes 21,000 every time we do it. Which is another way to kind of make us some sweet, sweet money. But how are we on the garbage? Do we need more vehicles? No, I think we're okay at the minute. And then it's just a case of slowly ticking along. Really, isn't it? We just slowly tick along. And this way, for like these buildings slowly upgrading, we just have to keep waiting. Right, no abandoned buildings is a good sign. Oh, do you know what? They are kind of moaning a little bit, so maybe I do need a few extra vehicles. Oh, yeah, I've only got one. Oh my goodness me. Right, bam, bam. So, recycling and normal garbage. So we've tripled both forces right now, which should help us out. And have we given the airport any goods yet? Not just yet. So, to start giving it goods, I mean, straight away, I could probably stop exporting the metal that I'm currently exporting. That'll be one way to do it. Oh, is that piece of metal about to head its way over? I don't think it is. So if we stopped exporting from the trade depot the metals, we'll then slowly start to be able to give it over here. But I don't think I'm ready to do that just yet. I still feel like I'm in the phase of trying to set this city up. That's what I feel like we're in the phase of still doing right now. So there's no major rush just yet. More upgrades happening over there, which is good to see. So we're nearly at to 30,000 residents as well. So it's slowly ticking along. This is a good start. We just got to keep an eye on our money, because like all industrial towns, you never turn a profit. You make your money from exports. So we just got to keep an eye on that. And I think this is a pretty good start for 4town right now. Guys, if you did enjoy this, please smash that like button down below. If you are new around here, then make sure you do subscribe. But until next time, boys, I will see you all soon. So, good. Bye.